Okay. Welcome to Zero Hit Points, everybody. It's the week of June 24th.
Nice.
I'm Ryan Miller, and he's been waiting patiently. It's Matt Amberg.
You know, I have not been waiting patiently. It's been mere moments for me.
Oh. Well, you've been waiting.
Well, I mean, no longer. You've been waiting too. You waited moments.
I was waiting for myself, though. I do that all the time.
I was waiting for Guffman.
Thursdays, book club. We're not going to do one this week. More on that later. This is Zero Hit Points, where we talk about video games. Surely we'll do that this week. On Thursday, we won't talk about movies. See, I got right to it. I told you we'd come back to that.
Yeah, good. Nice circling up. I like it. You didn't lose them.
You know, it's tricky, though. We're all about setting records on the show. This week, we set the record of me releasing a show minutes before right now.
Oh.
And in it, you'll never even know we said we were going to do a movie this week that now we're not going to do. That part has been cut. So
we should definitely delete the tweet.
Oh, is there a tweet? All right.
Has.
Same page, everybody.
Yep. Well,
I'll delete this part, and then nobody's ever going to know anything about either one.
You know, I'm going to leave that up to you. You are the editor that makes this show sound however you want.
So we will do a movie soon. What happened is that I went out of state and got a little behind on things. Didn't release TV volleyball until, like I said, mere minutes ago. So you haven't checked that out. Check it out. This week's Zero Hit Points, right now, this show is going to be kind of a catch-all for the whole because since I didn't get a chance to watch the movie we were going to do on Thursday, this week doesn't get a book club for movies. Did I get everything?
Catch up on the whole. Catch up for I don't know what you said, but it was catch up.
Yeah, no, that's how I eat my burgers.
It's you go to the burger hole.
Well, I have them shape my burger like a donut. I do this with most food.
Well, sure. I mean,
or I make it myself. They give me a burger that's whole, and I just like finger in the middle until it's.
Oh, I figured you'd use an actual like a pastry cutter. You know, like a circular that you'd.
Smart. You know, that's smart. What I hadn't considered is just using donuts to eat a hamburger.
No, for sure. Well,
right?
Also, I mean, there is the Krispy Kreme burger that exists.
Does it really?
The Krispy Kreme burger is exactly what you think it is. It is a burger on two classic Krispy Kremes. I've never had it. It just seems like a bad choice.
Well, you're lying about something, and I think I know what thing it is.
All right. Fair enough.
Okay.
Can't really get... There's nothing else for me on that one.
So I just apologize all over the place to you, to the viewer. This show might be quick. It might be a little perfunctory at times. News is going to be just... I don't even know at this point. But it's also going to be most of the show. So... let's see how this all...
It's the ad-lib show. It's improv for idiots.
I didn't even remember to bring home the device, Zoom H6, highly recommended, I used to record my half of the cast. So again, you were waiting for me on this, have figured something out where I'm recording directly into my computer, which I'm sure isn't rare. People do it all the time. This is the first time. We'll see how it goes. We'll see.
We should definitely not put a ton of effort in that.
And this is while my computer's doing like 3 other things in the background. I don't even know how I'm still looking at you right now. I figured you'd be skipping all over the place.
Oh, yeah. No, you are just boxes. Like
am I? Sweet.
Yeah,
awesome.
There is no... I mean, it's kind of terrifying, honestly. You look like you should be in Tron, like a villain in Tron.
Ooh, you know what? So there are some upsides to all this.
Yeah, you're very Sark-esque.
I'm not Clue-esque?
No, because then you'd be a good guy.
Well, I want to be one of the Bridges things.
A Jeff Bridge?
Guys.
Sure.
Yeah, Jeff Bridge. Go to Jeff Bridge.
Yeah. Brother of Bo Bridge.
So video games, right?
Hey, let's talk about the games that we've played. They probably exist. I bet we've done this.
Have you done this?
I did it with 2 games. I played 2 video games.
Look at you holding the show together.
Yeah, I know. I picked up a controller and I was like, hey, look at me go. And Ryan, he can't do anything. He's just going to sit there and go, I could play games, but I'm not gonna.
I've got stuff to talk about. I played a thing while you played a thing, and I'll talk about that thing.
Right.
But you're right. It ain't going to be much. So you do yours.
I'll do what was I playing while we were talking? Oh, I was playing Dying Light. I played that a bunch.
Was that one of your games?
Yeah. Well, no, I definitely played the game,
great.
so I wasn't going to talk about it, and I've never mentioned it in the past. What?
I don't know.
What is wrong with you? Yes, it's one of my
I don't
games.
know.
Dying Light.
I told you.
Dying Light's a good game, man. That game is it's a game that I could potentially play for hours on end, but at the same time I cannot because it is nerve-wracking as all hell. Like, that is a game where you do not want to die, and it is very, very, like, you have to be very conscientious of what you're doing, where you're going, how much, like, how your weapon is, if it needs repairs, and how much longer you have on it. There's attention to detail, man, and you are not, like, especially at the beginning, you do not have weapons that allow you to kill these things quickly. Like, they take a number of shots, and you don't get, like, in guns are not really in the game, so it's mostly melee weapons. It's very but it's Mirror's Edge too, so it's like it's I think I mentioned this, that it's the Floor is Lava, the video game.
Sold?
Yeah, no, it is. Like, the entire game is you doing parkour stuff, and I found out you do get a wall run later on, but yeah, you're like doing parkour stuff and staying on the roofs away from the zombies as much as possible.
I assumed you already were wall running, actually.
You can wall run up them. I didn't know if I could wall run, but eventually you get a thing that allows you to. Right now I'm just vaulting over them, which is hilarious.
How many moves are there to unlock?
Quite a few. Like there are 4 different skill trees, and within those skill trees, those have skill trees. So, like, you have
skill trees having skill trees.
Yeah, so it makes it's an overarching. I guess it's not a skill tree at the top. It's more of a title for the skill tree, I should say. So it's like you've got your, like, survivor, which is just like your basic level. You've got power, which is whenever you hit somebody or kill them. Agility for when you're running away and doing things. And there's one other one, and I can't remember what it is off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm. It's good.
Yeah. But those have, like, giant skill trees underneath them, and it takes time to unlock them. Like, you've got to really be doing the work, but it's really fun so far. So, enjoying it.
All right.
I like it.
How far? You can't be 3. Did you play more of it than when we were both together playing? Let's put it that way.
Yeah. I'm only like 3% into the story.
3%,
so.
But yeah, you got it. That must be how long we play together? 2 hours? 1 hour?
I don't know.
3 minutes.
Their time is a construct.
All right. I look forward to hearing more about Dying Light, which I've heard is great.
Yeah, well, you can keep looking forward to it, and I will keep continuing to consider telling you about it. How's that?
I keep hearing more about the second one after E3 and all that stuff. Somebody, in fact, said that Mirror's Edge has been dethroned as the premier parkour game.
It is completely the reason why I picked this one up, because they were talking about that, and I was like, and it was $15, and I was like, all right, I want to play it. I've been wanting to play it. I'm gonna play it.
Duggada, the story of the Duggadas. Has anybody heard that story?
Yeah, you should definitely
tell it.
You should play it. You should play the song. Like right somewhere around here, so that when the story is told, we can reference it. And
the wishful thinking that occurs during this podcast.
It's fun.
I barely have time to explain, which I think we have actually explained before, that was the song they played for the Dying Light trailer that they played at PAX the year that we stood in line under that trailer playing for 2 hours minimum, I'd say.
I think we were there for Battleborn too. I think that's where the thing was. So it was
lose.
Yeah, there was nothing good that ended up in that situation. The disappointment is greater now than I even remembered back then.
But yeah, so that's the extent of my knowledge of Dying Light, and go listen to that song. What's the actual name of the song? We don't call it the Duggada song?
The song is by Woodkid, and it's called Run Boy Run.
Okay, there you go. Listen for the Duggadas and Run Boy Run.
Yeah, it's right there.
What's game number 2?
Mortal Kombat, but they released Shang Tsung, and so I've been playing. He's not a character I ever really enjoyed before, because in some of the other games, at least as far as I remember, I kind of stayed away from him after this iteration. I think it was part 2. I honestly cannot remember. But you had to remember different button combinations to change into the different characters, and then you had to remember all of their button combinations, and it was just a lot for me, especially at the time. So I kind of stayed away from him as an option forever. But he came out and I wanted to try it because they totally modeled him after Kari Hiroyuki Tagawa from the Mortal Kombat film, the character, actor,
legend
who made Shang Tsung. He's a legend. He's amazing. He's like, I love hearing it. Just, I never get tired of hearing his iteration of "Your soul is mine." It's so great.
I also enjoy his other acting endeavors. Actually,
yeah, no, he's a solid,
fun dude to watch.
Yeah, he's a really solid actor. He's fun. But that character is super fun to play, and they don't have that kind of morphing. It doesn't work that way. What it is there are specific special moves that you can use that change who, like, he morphs into that character to do something that character would do. You know, like for Reptile, he just does the Reptile slide and then he's right back to Shang Tsung. But you can do the Soul Steal and then you turn into the character you're fighting, and then you have all their moves. And
oh, really? So there is one that you can. Oh, actually, that makes sense. Okay, so fun story. Do you know why? I guess you said you dropped off playing him as a character for some time. Maybe this was actually why, or maybe you don't know. Do you know why he became a far less interesting character in the subsequent iterations of the games?
Because they couldn't use Kari or Yukitagawa?
Well, number one, nailed it. Number two, apparently, I don't know why this worked for I guess they were smaller games. Again, the math is hazy here, but I learned this by listening to the Giant Bombcast, so you can go there and get it from the source. But apparently, they can't keep his transformations in. Once the games got bigger, they couldn't keep the actual separate characters because he literally transforms into those other characters.
Everybody, yeah.
They couldn't keep those in the RAM of the game, right?
That makes
Especially
sense.
when it went to disc and stuff like
I
that.
can see that.
So his transformations became perfunctory and stupid most of the time and not true. You know, they were all tricks or something like that. So it would make sense that the one you could do would be the guy you were fighting here, because those things, theoretically, if I understand anything and I don't, are already loaded into the RAM of that match because he's your opponent.
Well, and I'm willing to
right?
bet.
Maybe?
I'm willing to bet at this point they probably could do it in some way. They're just not going to, because, to be fair, having to go through the entire roster and giving the entire roster the ability on the same, it's probably a pain in the butt. I mean, I can't imagine it's easy. But
no idea.
But
I mean, you ask me, and I'm like, well, it's already done, so all you got to do is hit the button to make it that thing, right?
Right. That's how computers work. It's very simple. I don't know why more people don't make games. It's just you like drag and drop a picture, and then it goes boop.
We talked about this. Yeah.
There you go. Video
Go to the
game.
Attenborough website and download some clips.
That's right. Exactly.
Plug them in your game.
Yeah, that character is really fun to play, though. He is. It's very enjoyable. I like what they chose to do with him in terms of the way he works and his moveset. It's fun.
That's cool. The trailer was accurate then. Looks really fun.
Yes, it is accurate and very fun.
Anything else about Mortal Kombat 11 you want?
I've never had anything less about Mortal Kombat 11.
We have gone into that a number of times.
Yes, we have. I will likely
let's see if,
not mention anything else about this game outside of when a combat pack character comes up, and I will have less to say about those characters than anything, because they're all licensed characters that I have very little interest in.
That we did definitely talk about.
I'd rather have freaking Tanya in there.
I wonder why they've never brought back Stryker either.
He came back. He's just bad.
Oh.
He's a very not... Well, he was never a popular character.
I know. That's kind of why I wish I saw him again.
No, he did. Like, he is... They do... What they do with those characters is they totally make them like special appearance things. Like, so in the towers now you can use... modifiers of your own. You can choose to use modifiers, and they'll have things like, you know, Tremor throws a rock, and that's how you're going to see Tremor, and, you know, that Stryker throws a bunch of grenades, and that's how you get Stryker. But you don't, it's just a flick of a stick, and it's like, it's basically essentially, I always use it for, I'm getting comboed, well, I'm going to blow him away so that I stop getting comboed.
So it's if Toasty was given gameplay relevant mechanics.
Correct. It's always a disappointment that is no longer in the game.
Why isn't Toasty a character? That should be the next DLC.
Yeah,
Toasty.
Toasty.
It's that guy.
I think that was actually a thing at one point.
Should be.
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember anything anymore.
And that's how you stop talking about Mortal Kombat.
There we go.
Let's see if I have even less to say about Red Dead Redemption, the thing I played while you were playing your thing that you played.
Yeah.
But I was just playing the Dominoes thing, so we're waiting until we're both on the same page, and then maybe we'll have some overarching or just way too many words about the game itself.
Probably never going to happen,
then.
is my guess.
Fair, that's fine. Until then, until that never happens, I'm going through cleaning up some of the achievements. Also, I've finally dug into the achievements. I hadn't looked at the achievements at all. I hadn't looked at anything. I was just totally taking that game as is, as it developed, as it organically, whatever, into myself thing, words.
Good.
Now I'm kind of whatever. Like I think I've gotten everything I can get out of that. So I'm a little bit more directed in what I'm trying to do, especially since I have way less time to play this thing. You know, if I'm ever going to finish it.
Right.
Which made it doubly disappointing when, now that I'm into the challenges, I'm trying to get the gambler challenges out of the way. And challenge 8 is to win 3 games of dominoes in a row, which didn't sound that rough. I swear I've done better at dominoes before I started trying to do good purposefully. But that became such a freaking frustration.
Yeah, you were going at it for that whole time, and you, like
the whole time, and I was going at it before that too, because okay. I don't know any of the dominoes games lend itself to skill in a way that the more you play them, the more likely you are to win 3 games in a row. I don't think that's the case. It's just there's so much left to chance, and it appears now, having played this one so often, it appears that the difficulty is ramped up enough that the chips are stacked against you. Like, randomness isn't even enough to get you your wins. So you look online and it's full of people that are getting 1 win, saving, getting 2 wins, saving, or the most popular thing is they play the game until it looks like they're going to lose, and then they straight up back out and it won't register a loss, so you keep your streak, right? So I tried the saving thing at first, and then that took me several hours. I got 2 wins, and I'm like, okay, I'm done with this, because it was like 2 a.m. and I had to work the next day. So I'm like, I just can't do this anymore. Then when we got on together was the time we matched up.
Yeah.
You were playing something while I was playing this, and I loaded the game back up, no streak.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fantastic. So I start all over again. You had to listen to all this. And I got up to, I don't know. It took me hours just to get 1 win. And then somebody won a game all in one, because the game ends when somebody hits 60 points, and it's the total of the remaining dominoes in your opponent's hands at the end of a round.
Sure.
Yeah, it's great. So somebody got 60 points all in one go. Like, I didn't even have a chance to back out. So now I'm backing out even earlier on games where it looks like I don't know if I'm going to win or not. So it's probably taking me even longer. It's just so annoying. Like, I can't believe this is... you have to do.
Did you do this? Did you complete it?
Yeah, no, I finally did it. I came back. I ended up quitting that day because that zeroed me out again. You left. I, again, had to go to bed because screw this. Came back the next day. I'd cooled down a little bit and just played through until I got my 3 wins. So, whatever. I got that now.
All right, congratulations.
It's just frustrating because it feels like the game doesn't respect your time, and I can't play games like that anymore. So, it's rough.
It doesn't.
I guess.
Rockstar
or don't do
If
it.
Rockstar respected time, they wouldn't have had people in crunch. Boom!
Oh,
Crush.
That might actually. Dang, should I use the segue or what?
I think segues look ridiculous.
Asking permission for segues, everybody. It's the new latest greatest thing.
Granted.
That I should take out of the cast. There is some news. We've done the news any number of ways. Usually we schedule it out. You know that it's coming, and you have a few words to say about it. I venture a guess that you have no idea about any of these unless you've heard about them on your own, being plugged into the game scene as you are.
I'd wager you're correct.
Okay. The one that you segued so appropriately to was this thing from Bungie And I myself haven't read the entirety of these articles.
Well,
so maybe we're going on headlines here.
We prefer to not read the article, the headline, get sensationalist about it, and let's get angry about that.
It just muddies things up. So basically this section is, hey, I saw these headlines. They seemed interesting. Do you have something to say about this? Like, Bungie waits to fix an overpowered Destiny 2 weapon to quote-unquote avoid crunch. And why I thought this was interesting is because it's not the first time a company has said this, and companies, developers, are saying this more and more. So I think it's interesting, also possibly very telling, that people and opponents to crunch, what would you call that? Criticizers?
That's right, the criticizers.
Crunch.
And we are the problem solvers.
Problem solvers. We've criticized crunch in the past. Crunch is bad. People are good. That type of thing, right?
Well, I like Nestle's Crunch more than people, but all right, sure.
Okay, wait. Did you say Nestle's Crunch?
Correct.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah, I don't know what you're... You're worrying me.
In any event, I think it's cool. People might get angry that they're... Okay, so you know what this goes back to? Remember when we used to talk about game delays? And how we loved them?
I always support them. Yeah, if you're...
Work on your game longer.
Yeah, make it better.
Release something better.
And also don't kill your employees, because
why not?
The video game that you're going to make $1 bajillion off of anyways, you don't need to push it out any sooner. Screw your freaking quarterlies.
Right? So this, you know what? I don't even care if they're using this as an excuse. Actually, you know what? I do, because what if they say they're not crunching, they're delaying this so they don't crunch, and then they actually crunch? That would, I guess, be bad. So I do care about that.
Sure.
But it's cool. Like, how fans react to this will be even more telling. You know, maybe that'll give us a better idea of where the problem is, or can be, or what our half of the problem is. Our half is the audience or whatever. Can I stop talking
Yeah,
now?
Please do.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's what I have to say about it. It's good, and I support it. And if the people that play Destiny 2 are going to whinge about this, maybe they should go and take the game out of their console, stick it up their pee hole, and go take a hike into a desolate area filled with bears, bear traps, and small creatures that can poison them with but a lick. I mean that very literally. Those people can go do that.
Yeah, I gathered. Oh, you know what? And figuratively, though, right?
Well, sure. I mean,
whichever way it
shakes out.
Yeah, that was actually what I was going for. Thank you.
It's like you and I have been together so long. It's like we finish each other's
podcasts. Thank you.
Okay, wait, hold on. I could do this. You're the host. We're done.
I mean, we could be.
We're lawyers.
Tell me. Do you have anything to say about the coalition developers of Gears 5? They get to call it now this time. Has said no gear packs, no season pass for Gears 5. Yeah.
Cool. I mean, I really hope that's true.
Right.
All that makes me think, though, is how are you going to screw us now?
Right.
We're not doing a season pass, but if you want to finish the game, you need to buy each level.
They have given more details. They say they're, quote-unquote, committed to delivering more earnable content than ever before through an extensive new system called Tour of Duty. That just has grinding written all over it to me.
Yeah.
So,
which means they'll sell booster packs.
Is that the new direction? Because I
don't know.
Everything they did before was in the service of people playing their game ad nauseum, right? Like that was the goal. You know, and yes, there's give and take about, you know, providing value and if you're a fan and if you're having fun, whatever, I get it. But it seems to me now they're just kind of focusing on the grind. I mean, Gears 4 was already this thing that was not for me. It was not for the casual player of the Gears franchise. No. So maybe they're doubling down on that, but this is also coming out on Game Pass for free. So it's automatically going to be in the hands of a bunch of people that this, if it's like Gears 4, that this game is not for, that they don't care. Like that there is very little passing fun to be had, I guess, but maybe that's not true.
I think
sensitive to
the I think with Gears in general, the difference that you and I end up having about it is that because you're so focused on achievements, you get sucked into that aspect.
What?
If you were to pick up the game
Excuse me.
and just play the story and then walk away from it, don't do any achievements other than what's there. You know, I mean, if you want to go through it multiple times, sure, that makes sense. But staying away from the multiplayer, like the actual, like in those achievements, I think you'd be much happier with the series and be more inclined to go. Like with this, that's totally what I'm going to do. I'm going to play through the story and then I'm going to delete it off my hard drive.
You're smart, man. Yeah, what happens? Yes, the one thing. I mean, I'm not the man I used to be. But what happens is when I start a game, I still have that push to complete it. You know, to see everything there is to see. And yeah, that completely backfires in a Gears game. So. It almost backfired in a Mortal Kombat game, so I think that's why maybe I learned my lesson with Mortal Kombat 11 is when I heard some of the things coming in, I was like, I'll play the story. Because I did exactly what you're describing with that game. Yeah. So, yeah, you know what if we co-op this Gears 5 thing and then digitally, how does it go? Shove it up our...
Well, no, we don't have to do that because we're playing it. We're not complaining about it. We're okay with it coming out whenever.
Well, not yet.
Well, I mean, if we get angry
actually, also, we are complaining about it, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and not do that because I don't want to. No, I mean, as soon as it, again, if it comes out on Game Pass, done. I'll play the co-op. Good with it. I will delete it as soon as it's done. We will critique the crap out of it. And I can only assume that it will be better than Judgment, probably better than 4, but who knows?
We played the campaign for 4 still, right?
Yeah.
Got it. Well, super.
No, we played.
I can't wait to see how this backfires, considering how hard we swore off Gears 5. Until this second.
I am going in strictly for a story and then walking away. I'm not going to do...
But still, I feel like I mostly did that with 4, and they screwed us on that one. Like, Gears 5, the story for Gears 5 is not going to end.
Oh, of course
just like the
not.
one for Gears 4 did not
No,
end.
and that's fine. It's just, I think the thing is, like, I am not going to... Unless there is a different ending for the different, like, difficulty levels, who cares? Quote-unquote free download, blow through the story, great, done.
You're right. We could play it like on casual or something too.
Yeah.
Who the freak cares? Right?
Yeah, absolutely. We don't need to actually put in a ton of effort here. And it comes back to you just don't worry about the achievements. And in fact, you don't even have to play it on your main account. So there you go.
Well, obviously I wouldn't do that. Come on. I'm not an animal.
I am foolish.
I guess more generally speaking, just don't, like PSA, continue not to fall for these headlines. This is why they announce stuff like no season pass, no gear packs, or whatever they're calling it, because it makes a headline, because then people think, oh, good, like we were soured on that. Like, I'm tired of that stuff anyways. Yeah. They're just going to figure out another way.
Clickbait.
Yeah. Anyways. So we don't want to talk about that then, definitely. What about this side item?
Okay.
Tangentially related, maybe.
Love it.
EA has come out.
Oh,
with,
Christ.
You know what? Do I even want
to? No, this is good. This is really good. This is really good. We're going to be the last people to talk about it, but it's going to be good.
Have people been talking about it? So that's the other bad thing, is I've been completely unplugged. I have no idea if this has been making waves or
it's
what kind of
waves. It's got to be. I don't know exactly what you're going to get to, but it's got to be the dumb remark about surprise mechanics.
Yes, that is the thing. Speaking of loot boxes that Gears of War 4, 5, whatever, won't have, EA thinks they're called surprise mechanics, not loot boxes. So... watch out for surprise mechanics.
Yeah, no, it's definitely look out.
So we don't want to talk about that either. Okay.
No,
I just want to make sure.
It's really stupid. EA is
also
dumb as a box of rocks. Because those people are absolute morons.
They're marketers. They're doing their job. Just don't fall for
they're
it.
Idiots.
I guess.
Like
anybody
who believes
job.
anything those people are saying are bigger idiots.
They're doing their job poorly and/or very, very well.
But it's very ethical.
Very, very ethically. They're doing their job extremely ethically.
There's an ethical. If they were to talk to Chidi from that one show, it would be like, no, you're ethical. The Good Place.
It's okay. So knowing you, it's okay. I was gonna say Scrubs or
Roseanne.
No, I don't think I've ever heard you talk about Roseanne actually. So get with it, I guess.
Okay.
Something.
I don't want to.
I don't know. Hey, the other thing we don't want to talk about, maybe Dr. Mario World is the next iOS Nintendo game.
Okay.
Nothing about this one, huh?
I don't know anything about it. I can only assume it's
All right.
It's going to be Super Mario World, whatever, where you go from land to land and you play different Dr. Marios.
Dr. Mario.
Yeah.
World.
So you go
where
to
you go land to land,
and then you have to fight
playing different Dr. Marios.
germs. And it's just a bunch of Tetris levels.
There's a trailer for it. You could watch it for added information.
Don't tell me about that.
Essentially, it seems that you will be joined by other physicians like Peach, Toad, Yoshi, and Bowser. They'll all have their own special powers. It says here, coming from Polygon, Peach, for example, can clear a column at random. Which that could be fun. I don't know. I liked Super Mario Run. And was there... I guess there were some others that we never played. I liked Super Mario Run.
You did.
So there you go. This has Mario in it.
I re-downloaded that recently.
Did you really? Super Mario Run?
Yeah.
Changed quite a bit, actually. I've been meaning to go back to take advantage of some of those changes.
It has. It's still the same game, though, essentially.
Still the same game.
Yeah.
I like that game.
Yeah, you did. It was good. It's fine.
Really? Not you? Okay, wait. So why'd you re-download it?
Because I wanted to replay it.
But it sounds like you don't enjoy it.
I don't love it.
Okay. Do you like it?
Yeah. It's a time killer. I like that. It's,
5 out of 5 stars, everybody.
There we go. It's exactly what you should take from what I just said.
Last but not least, also speaking of Polygon, it's just a recommendation. They've done an interview with Alexei Pajitnov himself.
Oh.
The man who signed my Tetris Ultimate poster himself.
That's right. Tetris Ultimate.
63-year-old inventor of Tetris. They've just done a big old fat interview with the dude. It's kind of, I know there's some of these out there already, and there's lots of information on him out there, but it's nice to check in every now and then, and this is a good one of those. So
sure, check
in with that.
Okay,
I'd say that's all. That's it. Do you have anything else? Anything you heard about this week you want to spring on me?
No.
Okay. The shows keep getting shorter here.
I'm looking forward to the 15-minuters.
It's summertime. The shows get shorter. The days get longer.
And the nights get stormier. Wait.
Sexier. It was. I could see how you confused. Okay.
Is that? I don't think so. I feel like stormier is what I was looking for.
Okay.
Yeah. And disconnected. What is the timing on that?
Our chat has disconnected. I'm almost positive. There's nothing else going on here. We'll see you next week, everybody, on Zero Hit Points. That's zerohitpoints.com podcast at zerohitpoints.com. Let us know anything you want. Thursday, no book club for movies, like we said. When we do come back, it'll be, should we tell them what it'll be? We know what it'll be, when it will be what it's going to be.
It'll be Primer.
It'll be Primer. And we're going to release a schedule. That's right. That's the one thing we did talk about in the show that came out mere minutes ago. We're going to release a schedule of movies that we're going to do for Book Club for Movies, so you'll have them all way far in advance than normal. Yeah. So for now, we can tell you the next two coming up, which I guess are our July picks, is good. We're starting at the beginning of the month. It's great. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Primer, and then Shane Carruth's follow-up, which I've never seen. It's just been on there because I have seen Primer. Upstream Color.
That's right. Looking forward to that one. I haven't seen it either.
So there you go. Had you even heard about it before I mentioned
it?
Even?
Yes.
Okay,
I did.
All right,
I knew it existed. I did not know it was by the guy who did Primer. I knew it existed, and I'd heard good things about it.
So that'll be interesting. Especially after seeing Primer. I actually did start Primer, but I didn't finish it.
And when we, we'll have to give a primer on Primer when we talk about Primer.
Yes, we will.
Which has nothing to do with Les Claypool. Let's be clear and upfront about that.
That's Primus.
Correct.
Or is. I don't know. So that's 2 weeks from now.
Dose.
Next Thursday.
That's right.
So until then, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.